My name's Chad. I play guitar for Stone Driver.
I'm Dan. I play drums for Stone Driver.
Hi, I'm Tim. I play bass for Stone Driver.
Hello, I'm Omi. This is my mustache. And you are on alchemicalrecords.com. Whoa.
Hi, this is Daniel with Alchemical Records. I sat down with Stone Driver on Super Bowl Sunday, where we discussed all sorts of goodies. So without further ado, here's the interview.
Can I drink mid-interview, just in case if I feel like having this?
Oh yeah, you should totally drink.
Okay.
I'm going to hold up my glass.
Right.
What are we drinking today, Chad?
Bourbon, which I know is not nearly as specific as you would probably like. Rebel, yeah. It's Kentucky bourbon. It is, I really have like an expert taste in bourbon, and it's very refined, where basically I go to the liquor store and whatever the cheapest handle I can find is,
Right.
I go with.
That's great.
It's taken many years to kind of develop that palate,
Right.
but it's economy-based bourbon. But
Rebel, yeah.
We will not bow down to any sponsor.
no, yeah. Yes, I mean, if Milwaukee's Beast Ice, you know, we're open and willing. You know, let's Meisterbrow. Are you out there still?
I used to live in Colorado, so I've seen that water. It goes into Golden, Colorado. It doesn't look like in the commercials.
You kind of the Trump version of the Golden, Colorado.
There's a nuclear waste facility not too far.
I didn't ask what the rating of this interview was.
The water's golden.
We'll find out what it is.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fluid.
That's
fluid.
right.
A lot of animals in the area.
Yeah.
Add a little bit to the gold.
We're talking about DC, not West Virginia.
No, we're talking about Colorado.
Colorado. Well, they've got green on their minds now, so they're not worried about spring water unless it affects the strain, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, exactly.
So what is it? So DC is legal. Virginia, it's not at all.
Not at all.
Not even like medical.
Yeah.
No.
But isn't there like 7 or 8 states that
Maryland,
it's like,
Maryland's medical now.
Oregon,
Maryland's
Colorado,
medical.
Washington, D.C.
Virginia's don't ask, don't tell. That's the.
I really
You
think
get away
it's,
with.
I
Release
genuinely
program for
believe
that,
like
yeah.
it's going to go like legal federally. in
It
the
should.
next,
It's
like-
been overdue, honestly. You know, it's just mathematically, it doesn't make any
Huge
sense.
revenue stream.
Bigger
Yeah.
problem.
Well, that's I think Omar. I think you hit the nail on the head. Like
for everything. That's
you
my
know who
answer
the
for everything.
spokesperson is for
That's
like
all-
the marijuana conglomerate now.
Yep.
John Boehner.
It's true. It's very true.
Oh,
John Boehner.
They actually,
I know,
he wanted
I know.
to, you know, he wanted to, it's funny that we're talking about this today. He actually wanted to advertise on the Super Bowl, which is the day that we're recording this thing, and they didn't let him. So he's lobbying for that, to be able to advertise and major events and getting some airtime
The
on
guy
it.
just likes
Yeah.
to smoke and cry, like the
It's
tobacco
like- even
thing
if he-
kinda
even
like,
if he
you know,
doesn't,
went downhill. What else
He
is out there?
likes
But, like,
what
the
comes
money.
with it, you know?
The money is there.
Yeah.
They're seeing the
Cha-ching.
huge revenue
Oh,
flow
Colorado.
coming in.
Yeah.
There's huge revenues there.
And that's what I think is. That's
Yeah.
What the hell do I know? But I really think that's
called high
gonna
profit.
Be oh yeah. No,
Sorry.
I get it.
High
Sorry.
profit.
It's terrible.
I need
sorry.
a drum to do the little.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so-
Next time.
I felt
Where's the
like
drummer
I
when you
should
need
go
one?
over
Yeah.
there and do the.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about Trump and the legalization of marijuana and Super Bowl, and so like, what do you guys think is like some important causes or something? Have you guys talked as a band like these are things that we're against, or these are things that we're for, or these are things we'd like to see different in our society and culture, or?
So, I'll throw out one thing. So we've been lucky that we've been able to support several organizations through concerts that we've thrown over the past. So the ones I'll say first, you know, and then truly answer your question,
Right.
you know, is we've supported Per Scala, which is a really amazing organization in Maryland that works with both businesses and underappreciated and overlooked communities, where basically they go to businesses and say, hey, what are the job skills, what are the type of things that people need to learn that you're having an absence of in your workforce.
Right.
And then what they do then is that they raise money and start teaching classes to individuals for free and on scholarship to teach them the specific job skills, right, that those organizations are looking for.
Right.
And then guess what? They already have the relationship with the business that's looking for these type of job skills.
Sure.
They have a trained workforce that is trained exactly on what they're looking for, and they're putting them together.
That's great.
So I'd say that one is a very non-political thing. However, for us, it's something that's very important in our community and something that I think we can be, in this regard, apolitical with and just,
Sure.
have a concert and a fundraiser to do that.
Right.
Those actual charities or work that we've done, I'd say, in my opinion at least, and, is not political. It's
Right.
more, not that bands shouldn't do this in the history of rock and roll, but
Right.
our approach has been more, we're not going to be as vocal politically out there, although we do have strong individual beliefs.
Right.
Let's activate. Let's do what we can immediately to raise money for, what we think are worthy causes that are actually helping people.
Sure.
And, there has always been in the history of rock and roll the need for a strong political voice and action. I mean, going back through the 50s and
Right.
60s, etc. But at least until now, our focus has been actually getting the money to the organizations and trying to help out where we
Yeah,
can.
so far I think we've stayed pretty neutral,
Okay.
and just try to help everybody,
Right.
encompass everybody. And, I don't know if we have plans to change that or not. I think we want to continue to
Shouldn't.
Well, yeah.
partner with
Yeah,
charities
right,
and stuff
right.
like that.
I think it's a
'cause
good idea.
I think everybody benefits then.
And it's the people who are doing the work. I mean, we're lucky to be in a position where we can raise some amount of money, but it's the folks who have given their lives to, working for nonprofits or supporting the causes that, I just want to reinforce that they're the ones who are, in my belief, making a difference. We're glad to be able to contribute some money and awareness, but
Right.
I just, absolute hats off to the many individuals in our community who are doing the, rolling up the sleeves and doing the
Sure.
work. It's easy to write a check. Well, not always easy. Well, it's easy to write it. Cashing it, not
Small
always
checks.
is easy. But, it just, there's some amazing, wonderful people out there who are really making a difference. And, those are the folks that I really look up to. And,
Right.
I think as a band we try to support.
Yeah.
We'll be back in just a moment. Here's a sneak preview of what you can expect to hear at the end of the interview from the band.
Picking up a cigarette had all been smoked. Making me a fight, but have all been choked.
And you're back. You are watching a very special interview with Stone Driver recorded on Super Bowl Sunday of 2019. So without taking any more time, let's go check back in with the guys. In a way, it makes you all the lead singer of that band because we all know that the lead singer is the sexy one, right? The one that,
In most cases.
in most cases,
Like this case.
I think in the case of Stone Driver, I think it's always been the drummer that has been.
Drummer usually gets all the chicks. That's very
as the
true.
sexy
That's
one.
why we hide him back there.
I mean,
we don't want to
yeah,
cause. We don't want to cause a riot or
no,
Yeah.
you don't want to have that.
It's weird that we all think that we're the sexy ones.
It's
Each one.
crazy.
I know I'm not the sexy one. So
I was just making sure it's still rolling. I gotta call.
Yeah.
This up. So you're the new guy, Omar.
I'm the new guy. Yes,
Right?
sir. It's
How does it feel?
it's great. I don't feel new at all. That's really the feeling that I got from the first time that I was here in this room playing with these guys. It was very simple just to play the songs. First, they gave me some time just to get familiar with the sound, and they were very respectful of, hey, we want you to prepare, we want you to empower you to do well. So and I think I did. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here. So
Right.
I felt comfortable. I felt happy that I was getting to play. It had been a long time since I played before I was in this band. So I genuinely appreciated the opportunity. So I think it showed. They were able to realize that I was having fun. That I really wanted the opportunity.
Right.
And so far, so good. We already did our first show, and I had the time of my life, and
That wasn't that long ago.
it was 3 weeks ago,
3 weeks
right?
ago?
3 or 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. A month ago.
Almost
It's like
4.
almost a month ago.
Yeah, it was 4 weeks.
And it was great. You know, the crowd was awesome. We packed up the place.
DC9, yeah.
The DC9, and so it's you know, very warm welcome, and so far I'm looking forward now to, you know, we're now gearing our efforts more towards writing songs, and you know, we want to do a new album, and these guys have done great in the 3 albums that they put out. That I really want to, you know, be able to continue that momentum and do something that we're all going to be proud of. Yeah.
Omar's being very humble. We were lucky to have, in my opinion, a lot of very talented people audition for the role. I also want to give a shout out to our old singer, John Gossert, who
Yeah.
without, we would not be here today.
He set the bar pretty high for me. Yeah.
And love him,
Good singer.
and he's a part of this, you know, his DNA is a part of this band, as, you know, other people have touched it, but Omar, when I say came prepared, you know, we had some really good auditions. We had made the promise and a pact as a band, like, you know, we're not going to make a decision today. You know, we were recording everything. Let's listen to it in the band context. And I remember Omar singing like the first 2 lines. I think it was like Cage or
Yeah.
I think it
one
was
of
good.
the songs.
Yeah, it was good.
And I remember looking over at Tim, and Tim looking over at me, and, you know, kind of looking over at Dan. And I stopped, like, thinking about, like, okay, is the singer, does he know the lines? Is he in pitch? What's the style? And I'm starting to think, like, oh, crap, I better be playing my best right here to keep up with this guy.
Right.
You know, and give him our best impression with what we can do.
Right.
He,
It was a 2-way audition, honestly.
Yeah.
I knew within the first song and up to the chorus that
Yeah.
after he sang, I was like, this is a
Thanks,
guy.
man.
He's got it. Just
I was
the
sold
vibe, the vibe that
before
he brought
coming
into,
yeah.
was great. And
Yeah.
I think, as Chad said, we were like, we're not gonna make a decision today. Let's, you know, because we had some great
Try to
people.
play it cool.
We had some great people that came in
Absolutely.
and sang, and you know, it was tough. But then Omar came in, and I was like, that's it. That's the sound. That's
Hell yeah.
what we need. And I think he left, and 10 minutes later, I'm like, this is our guy. This is
Yeah.
He's got the vibe. He's got the voice.
My perspective was
Inspiring.
very interesting. I think when you guys don't realize, like last practice when we were working on the new song, I was just, you know, I sat there and really enjoyed the site, you know, and really enjoyed the show, because you get the way that you guys were communicating and making, you know, improving the song. But it was great, you know. I it just became much better and better, and I was really just kind of anxious to start singing because it was taking such great shape. I said, like, hey, I really want to start singing this thing. It's really coming along. And the way that these guys, their process is quick. It's like seamless. And you know, every take that they did was always more and more impressive than the previous one. So so I think that I think that's what will keep me engaged all throughout whatever material comes out of this. And then, you know, I think that I know my place in just understanding that they have a process and they have a sound that I love. Because, you know, Dan said, you know, well, we had to listen to Omar before we made our decision, but I already listened to the band. So I already made my decision. It's like, I want to be in the band. Otherwise, I wouldn't come in here and audition. When they played live, it just got better. And so it only proved that I was right. But I think that knowing that I can wait, I can patiently wait until they come up with their sound, what Stone Driver really is about, and then I'm able to do something that's going to be personal to me and that it's going to be appreciated. I think that's a perfect formula, at least in my personal opinion.
Tell me a little bit about how the songwriting process starts for you guys. Is it like an idea that somebody brings to the table? Is it you have a assortment of tracks that you're listening to try to build from? How does that work?
It's been, yes, all of the above.
Okay.
We've had a lot of times, you know, either Chad or myself or, you know, previous singers would come with ideas, you know, and we kind of work off of that and kind of come up with our own extensions and build on top of that. or we'll be just sitting here goofing around between songs, and somebody's just comes up with a riff, like, I don't know,
Noodling
just
something out,
out of the atmosphere.
Jazz Odyssey 2000.
Yeah, and it's like, wait a second, what were you just
What was
doing
that?
there?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, go back, and then it just builds off of that. So yeah, it's all organic in some way, shape, or form. But there's been very rare instances where somebody's come and said, okay, I've got more or less a full song, and kind of present it to the band and let them do their own thing with it. I can't think of more than one or two cases where that's been that way.
I think it was more the first album where when we first got together, and with any new band, you have different people bringing in like different songs because you just have kind of blank space before that.
Right.
So we did bring in some individual song ideas that were more closer to being finished, but things really took off was when exactly what Tim described, where we kind of were growing up. We were trying to get, we were getting that experience together, and there's a reason that we share all the credits for every song. For one example, I still have a recording on my phone of my first take of like a guitar riff for like Voodoo Woman,
Yeah.
and it's so different. You can kind of recognize it if like the song.
Yeah.
But what happens when you take just like a rough idea in that context and you bring it into the band, and then Tim starts creating and bringing his own piece to it, and Dan is doing like these different fills and arrangements and whatnot, and it comes out the other end like a whole new thing.
Right.
So I can truly say and just echo what Tim has said, is that it is absolutely a collaborative process, and thus far with Omar in the band, we had it in our own criteria for selecting a new singer. We didn't want someone who was just going to show up and read lyrics, that we wrote,
Yeah.
or a melody. He has a space. I hope it has to continue where he is that creative element too.
What's the time frame that you're working with? Your goal to put out the next record?
So right now, our goal is we have a single, at least the plan, which is a dynamic and fluid plan.
Always is.
We have a single that we'd like to release before our fourth album.
Okay.
And although that song is pretty much almost done, I think it's, you're just, when you like kind of you finish the song like a new one, and it's like, well, we could record it right now, or let's let it breathe and kind of like, marinate for like, 2-3 months just to see if, there's any new developments or kind of sparks that come in with it. So I think in the next, probably 2 months, you can expect a single from us, maybe 2. The way this new one is scoping along.
Yeah.
And we do have a lot of other songs in the hopper that aren't complete, but do have some basic structures and kind of outlines for them. So we've been doing one album a year for the past 3 years. I think by the end of 2019, probably a little bit earlier, we'll have another complete album if everything goes right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like some sorry.
All right, now the moment you've all been waiting for. This was recorded live in their practice space in Northern Virginia. Check it out. I hope you like it.
trying to be. You can go. Yes, my fate will be changed, and all my demons while you drain them away. Picking up a cigarette, it all been smoked. They're making me a fight, but I've all been choked. I can see winning, but I'm gonna give it a try. I've been for it, but I gotta get a cry. I've been trying to be. You've been gone. If my fate will be changed, and all my demons while you drain that machine. I've been trying to be. You've been gone. I guess my fate will be changed, and all my demons while you drain them away. Lying on the ground on a black moon night. These two teeth got a blood in my eye. Looking for a cover or a blanket or a room. Get me out of reach, it's gonna get me worse. I've been trying to be. You've been gone. Guess my fate will be changed, and all my demons while you treat a machine. I've been trying to be. You've been gone. Guess my fate will be changed, and all my demons drive them away.
Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. And stick around because we're going to do this again. I'm not sure who's coming up next episode, but we'll find somebody fun and adventurous to spend some time with and get to know a little better.